Hi, my name is Martin. In this YouTube video I want to show you how the actual physical wiring works for an FPV camera and transmitter switch setup. I've found some of the videos online quite helpful, but things like wiring diagrams leave me a bit cold, so having figured out eventually how the wires actually work and what the labelling on the switch actually mean or don't mean, I thought I'd share some of this. So here's a rough diagram showing you in summary what I've been trying to explain in the video. On the left hand side we see that the signal and power are coming in low voltage on the left hand side from the aircraft transmitter. There's a kind of a barrier down the middle there to indicate that the power coming in on the left hand side is not the same as the power and is isolated from the power coming in from the battery on the right hand side. The so-called labelled out pins have power coming in from the flight battery, and the signal is from the cameras to the FPV transmitter. So I'll just run through the wiring for you and we'll take the whole thing apart and then reconnect it. Starting with the aircraft receiver cable here, simple positive, negative and signal coming in from the aircraft receiver. I'll unplug that, and then on this side we've got two cameras and the FPV transmitter. I'm going to disconnect the cameras. Top camera is plugged into here, the lower camera is plugged in under here, and we're left then with a power supply from the battery and a signal coming out to the FPV transmitter. Let's have a look at the switch in a bit more detail. So the labelling I find a bit confusing for this, to be absolutely honest with you. Let's get it in focus. We have 4 sets of 3 pins. On the other side we've got N1 and N2, which is for cameras 1 and 2. N3 is for camera 3, so up to 3 cameras on this switch. And then we've got this out set of pins. I find that label quite misleading. The positive and negative are feeding in from the main flight battery, so that's at the 13-14 volt side of things. And the signal is taking the signal from the cameras up to the FPV transmitter. So I don't like the labelling on that, and you'll see why when I show you how the wires actually connect up. So let's get the battery out of the way. You can see I've simply got a nice balancing lead pigtail here and turned that into an adapter plug using a JST plug, and I've taken the black and red wires from the pigtail, tucked the 2 whites in the middle out of the way. Power comes in then from the battery through the red and the black. They split here. One lot of power comes into the what is called the out pins plug, and power is split off there in parallel, which connects up to the lead, which is connected to the FPV transmitter. So all that's happening here is power is coming into this plug, this 3-pin plug, from the main battery, and power is going to the FPV switch. And what will happen is that the power coming into here will power the 2 cameras, and the signal from the white lead on this top camera and the yellow lead on the lower camera will come into the switch, and it will pass through and out of this out signal white lead into the FPV transmitter. So then if I connect this lead to the out pins, I have power coming in from the battery, And when I connect the camera leads, power will then come from this side of the switch to the cameras, and then the signal from the yellow lead here, white lead over there, will come back in through the switch, out through the out signal pin to the transmitter. So that's it. I hope that's helpful, and I will see you next time.